faucet. This is all plastic, no metal, no washer, no sleeve, no plumber's tape or anything like that in it. Now our faucet always leaks, the handle always leaks, but I'd like to see what happens here if we're going to get any leakage. Alright, going to turn on the faucet and see what kind of stretching this hose will do. And look for leaks at the same time. Now, let me get out of the way. Turn on the faucet. We have expansion. This is getting curly. Okay. I don't see that there's any leak around the base of it. The handle of the faucet is leaking so much so it's hard to tell. Let me stretch this out and see what it looks like. No leaks here anyway. Well, let's see how it looks here. It's stretched out pretty good. Halfway across my driveway. Here at the end, it's kind of got a kink in it. It's going to stay kinked, I guess. Alright, let's turn on the valve here, let some water pressure out and see what happens. Okay. It's going to spray me if I let it go. I just know it. Let me throw it over there. Oh, hey, I had one of these when I was a kid. Well, that's not so good. Let's turn it off and see what's going on. Yeah, we don't seem to have any problem along most of the length of it. But right at the end where it's got that permanent kink, it just wants to curl up once the water pressure gets reduced. Well, let me measure the length, then I'll let the water out and we'll see what happens. Alright, here's the Xhose, doing a measurement of how long it is. Of course it goes up to the faucet, which is about 1.5 feet up off the ground, so you got to figure it's going to be somewhat longer than the tape measure shows, but let's follow it along here and see. Again, it's good and straight till it gets to the end, and then there's this business. So if you go by the business and don't stretch it out at all, we're just under 24 feet. If I help this a little, I can add a few inches. 24 feet 3 inches. Then if I factor in the height that the hose went up, I'd add another 7 or 8. So just barely, 25 feet is right here. And if it were to make it, it would just barely be 25 feet long. Alright, I'm going to try one more time, releasing the water pressure at the end and seeing what happens to the hose. Yeah, it's just those first 2-3 feet that you lose. Alright, time to see how well it curls back up and if I can really store it as easily as it claims. Let me turn off the water here at the faucet and then I'll release the pressure at the valve end and we'll see what happens. Okay, water going off at the faucet. And then let it out the end here. Pretty good shrinkage going on there. Let me take it off the faucet here and see how long it ended up. How long it is now. Well, I would say it went back to exactly 8 feet. It's right off the screen here. Well, it did shrink back up. It does fit up in a small coil right around